So everybody, welcome. It is Mindset Mastery. It's a Wednesday evening here in Ireland, and we're going to be starting off here with the Noble Goal and Mission Statement. This is why we're here after all, and we're going to be doing some the principles behind our mastermind. What we're going to be discussing on the mastermind today is how to build confidence. Okay, not be confident, just building confidence. It's a skill. So with that being said, we're going to get Connor to take it started off there. Go ahead, Connor.
Okay, so Noble Goldman mission statement. Noble Goldman International is a conscious, aware, and engaged global community of abundance and freedom creators. Our mission is to create 1 million millionaires who are free from the time for money paradigm. We focus on creating multiple streams of income through masterminding, team building, and effective utilization of internet-based platforms. The mastermind becomes an opportunity for self-mastery, where the self-transcendent shift from the me to the we to the us occurs. As a consequence and engagement increases, the world's consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time.
Good man, bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when you're put on the spot, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how I roll, you know. That's what happens here. Yeah. So that being said, who's Anne-Marie, you're up next. Do two at a time there, yeah.
The purpose of the mastermind is to learn leadership, build teams, and create multiple sources of income together. We are here to inspire and challenge each other to reach and exceed goals.
Each member is committed to their own success, as well as the success of every member in the group. We are committed to meeting in person or virtually for 1 hour every week.
We are present. There is no multitasking or distraction during meetings. We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging.
We're collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or we celebrate each other's success without jealousy.
And the next one?
We are honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
Thank you very much. And then Aaron, I'll read the next bit. So we are open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses. Back to you, Connor. Just one now.
We trust fellow members enough to share fully.
We are focused, but we also think it's important to have fun during meetings.
Matthew, you're muted, man.
Hello, Sinead.
Oh, Sinead. Oh, Sinead. Oh, sorry. All right.
Uh-huh.
Sinead, you're also muted.
Buttons, I pressed edit it there again instead and then try to get back out of it. We are real and authentic. This is an OBS zone. We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the higher forces. One mind, one soul, one love.
Beautiful. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna share our wins, and you know what? We'll do a tiny intro. So has everybody here met Connor? By a show of hands. No. Aaron, have you met Connor before? No. You're muted, by the way, Aaron.
He was on last week, yeah.
Oh, you were, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yes, Lloyd.
All right. Well, anyway, Connor, it'll be a good chance for you to introduce yourself and get used to introducing yourself. So there's a good enough reason. So if you want to, everybody just want to very quickly introduce yourself. This time, 10 seconds or less. It's a brief intro, yeah? And then what went well for you in the last week and what has been your most recent challenge. Okay, now the temptation might be to say, oh, well, I don't have any challenges. That's probably not true. Okay, and then the other thing might be to say, you know, I have a challenge, but I solved it, so therefore I don't need any help. Right? But part of the reason why we're here is to support one another. So what you might think of is, what challenge do you have that you would like help with? or that you're open to help and or advice with. There's a bit of a difference, you know, because we can help you potentially. And you're not going to find out unless you ask, obviously. So keeping that in mind, Connor, you're on first up on the spot. Let's go.
So what do I start with, really?
Who you are, what's going well, what do you want help with?
Connor Habington. I suppose the biggest thing for me is, as I said last time I was on here, is a lot of procrastination and not acting on things that I need to get done. So just a silly little thing this week is I need to bring my bike up to the bike shop to get it fixed, and I keep putting it off. And I tend to sleep in a lot at the moment. So I suppose the things that I need help with is motivation.
A little bit more about yourself, your background.
Work with cars, research analyst for car values, and car market values and stuff like that as well. So I come from a car background, numbers background as well. What else?
Yeah, time. Is it 1 minute, Lloyd?
Yeah, but we need to hear some wins, bro.
Some wins this week. I applied a good while ago for extras, movie extras over here in Ireland, and I got a text message today, just out of the blue, asking me, am I available for Disenchanted, the movie that's being filmed out in Enniskerry. So that's a big win for me. I'm going to be an extra now. I'll be walking around the background.
Yeah, it's good fun. And you get fed while you're waiting around to walk around in the background, which is good. Yeah, paid and fed. Always a good combination. Exactly. All right, so thank you. And Fernando, welcome to the call. All right, so Anne-Marie, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie. I was a mechanic for a few years, and I've now stepped away from that, and I'm doing advanced manufacturing traineeship. So I'm in the middle of exams, so I've ended up doing 2 exams this week, and I've got 1 more left to do. So they're my wins that I've it went pretty well. So delighted with that. My struggles are still just trying to be a little bit more consistent in getting up in the morning as early as I want. Still getting there, but not as much as I want to be. But yeah, again, it's still, I like been studying as well, so that could be a lot to do with it as well. But yeah, any other? Yeah, I think that's.
What do you want help with?
What do I want help with? I think still just being a little bit more productive on having a schedule, days set out. And I think I've done this before, but it's a matter of just being consistent in sticking to one thing a day, and I'd be great. So it's because I feel I'm very scattered as well with the fact that I've got the exams and all that as well. And then, I've had people move in, but yeah, I think it's just trying to have a little bit more of a clearer focus as well, you know. So
were you timing yourself there, Anne-Marie? Were you?
Yeah, I was 1.5 minutes there.
By the way, why don't you fix Connor's bike?
Wow.
So this is the first time I'm after hearing about it yet again.
Really?
You're a bloody mechanic right there, but saying you can fix a bike, no problem.
It's a cycle bike. It's not.
That's all right. It's all the same stuff, isn't it? Got wheels.
Up on our plate.
Yeah, throwing more jobs at me as well.
That's keep her sharp there. Well. Anyway, all right, Sinead, you're up next.
Thank you. Yeah, I can understand with Anne-Marie's issues there with trying to do a lot and juggling a lot. So yeah, trying to do bits, making progress, but then take on something else as well too. So it's kind of.
Okay, can we start just for the purpose of keeping a
structure? Yeah.
Who you are, what your wins are, and it's important we start with wins and not challenges. Okay. and then the challenges that you would actually like help with.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm Sinead Dundon. I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm living in Ireland. My wins today or during the week was that lady I work with. I work in a health food shop, so I thought, sure, I should be getting referrals from people. There's people that are sick. They should be coming in. So I had one lady that I thought I'd get work from, and the other staff member had tried to fix her for free on the shop floor, and she was like telling me how great she was, and I'm going, right, thank you for that. That reminds me that I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in health food shop, not being respected, not valuing my own information. So I went, yeah, instead of, before I would have gotten all huffy about it, I went, thanks, that's the kick I needed to get out of here. And yeah, I do find I've been a bit more motivated, but in a positive way, kind of motivating myself to be confident about what I know and valuing that. And I suppose I've been doing that mantra for myself, going, look, you have that information. So it was a win. I do need help, I suppose, being confident that I do know stuff and not overcomplicating things. Because I've started so much stuff but never finish it. And yeah, my son is ADHD. I don't want to identify it as that. I just want to identify that my brain works in a different way. But it's a way of dealing with fear. It's a way of jumping around to different things. So I don't want to be afraid. I want to be confident. And that was one of the mantras. And it is one of the things you said a couple of weeks ago for the vision board. And it was, I want to focus on God and my family, and then a calm confidence. And I think that has been a kind of good mantra for myself, to be able to, realize that I'm the one creating this chaos around myself as well too. So yeah, that's me.
Well,
thank you.
I've got some good news for you. The topic today is building confidence.
I saw that. Yeah, thank you.
Right. So, and the other thing is, you're talking to Mr. Simplicity over here. So I think you're in the right place, Sinead. And by the way, it's great to see, you coming into your own, by the way, because I don't know if you're consciously aware of this, but the last 3 calls, your energy has been totally different.
Yeah.
Very, very different. And which is great. It's really, really good. And it's great to see. The other thing is, the good news for anybody who feels like they're not as confident as they'd like to be, confidence is a skill. It's not a talent. You can learn it, and you can practice it, and you can get better at it. Okay? So it's just important to understand that. And you don't need to be the most confident person in the world in order to be treated like a confident, capable human being, which is all you really need, right? You just need people to see you as confident, so they treat you as confident, so that you get the results confident people get. That's enough. And
I was doing a facial recognition thing today, and one lady had actually got a chin implant, and she found after the chin implant, she was more able to stick her chin out, and people recognized her. She was able to give herself that confidence.
That's interesting. There's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics.
I've read part of it, yeah.
Yeah, well, you need to read the whole thing, my friend.
That's me starting and not finishing things.
And apparently, they tried to tell me I had ADHD when I was a kid. I was like, I don't do labels. Okay, so I'm not buying that. So, and it was just, according to what ADHD is, pretty clear I fitted into that bracket, but so what, right? It's certainly not to the point where I need to medicate myself, you know what I mean? Or nor do I think that's an effective strategy in general. So, that being said, thank you very much, Sinead. Matthew.
Hello. I am Matthew Collinson. I'm a wellness life coach and your dream concierge. Damn, I didn't quite get it.
That's nice, isn't it? Dream concierge.
Yeah, so I'm working on that one. My win for the week. I think making it through the dome of heat that we had here in the Northwest is quite the win. Man, was that wrecking my energy, man. I was low this whole entire week until like today. Clouds rolled in. I'm so grateful. and it's so much cooler now. So that's a great win for me. As far as NG goes, though, I've been approaching more people and trying to get them on meetings with you. I haven't gotten any confirmation yet, but I'm working on it and I keep approaching. So it's bound to happen eventually, because the goal is to get them on a call with you or on the Rustavan call. So as far as help goes, I'm still working on replacing my M1 driving with my M1 coaching. So I really like, I need action steps and plans, and I like feel like I'm trying everything, but I don't feel like I'm quite making it yet.
Okay. Another thing though, just we can be approaching people, but with what energy, right? And then also, why aren't people approaching us? What energy are we giving off that attracts like energy? So one of the good questions you could ask yourself is, would you join your own team? Another good question to ask yourself is, if I was my own boss today, would I fire me or would I promote me based on my actions today? Don't worry about the results part because that's irrelevant, but based on your actions. And for the most part, by the way, up until relatively recently, I would have fired me most days, right? So, you know, like, it's like, I'm not suggesting that this is like you're supposed to get a 10 out of 10 here or anything, right? So if you would promote yourself one day out of 10, it's a good place to start. So like 1 day in 10, I would promote me based on my behavior today, right? And then maybe write down what's going on that day. How are you feeling? What sort of adjectives are you using? What sort of verbs are you using on those days? What sort of language are you using when you're talking about stuff, or you're messaging people or whatever? What sort of thing do you post on that day? Is that a day you're proud to be who you are, or what? Right? And are you putting yourself out there? Are you, you know, that type of thing. It's also worthwhile when you're having a day where you fire yourself to try and split your day into 4 parts. So if you would fire yourself in the first part of the day, the key is to create at least 1/4 of your day in which you would promote yourself. That way you haven't turned the whole day into a washout. So you just about managed to keep your job that day, right? It's because like you really got fired in the morning, but you came back in the afternoon, right? It's really good for your mind. Yeah, does that make sense? I'd definitely be doing that. Thanks, Scott. Yeah. Thanks, Matthew. Also, we're due to have another call soon, by the way. So you have to physically book it in my calendar. You can't do it.
I realized that. Yeah, I missed it. And then it got, like I said, the heat dome just wrecked me. I wasn't even thinking right.
All right. That's all right. And next week, I'm going to be away for the week. So I forgot to mention until right this second when I remembered. For all of next week, I shall be running plant ceremonies in the wilds of Ireland. Having a great time, I might add. And so I got a lot of, and I got loads of stuff to do, and I will be without my phone, very happily without my phone for the majority of that time. So you know, so if you're looking at book time with me, it'd want to be before Friday, basically. Okay, Yanni, you're up next.
Hi, good morning, you guys. I'm currently a affiliate marketing with Noble Goldman and real estate investor assistant. And my win for this week is being noticed by Rusty Van. He actually he gave me the opportunity to coach me one-on-one to be able to get my team on going, because I have like 29 free members and I had 3 paid members, but they only did it for 1 month and they left. So he showed me the difference of selling and enrolling, and actually So that's my win for me. I got a coaching call with him. And challenges is what I've been thinking about it this week, but I guess it kind of got answered. And this is why I'm on this Zoom call. I wasn't really, I mean, I was in a rush. I wasn't gonna make it, but because I like the topic of confidence. And also that what Gigi did in the mastermind in the morning, where she said, I was thinking of that. I don't feel comfortable as a coach or leader or anything that could lead a mastermind, but her opinion, a choice of giving the mastermind guideline kind of course, how to present the vault, the system, and your own way of presenting stuff. So that kind of got answered in a way. I was thinking about that all week, and it's funny how I'm understanding energy. So I love that idea. And well, I'm learning about the confidence, kind of like fake it till you make it, but without the faking part, just being it, being that, showing that confidence, even though you don't feel it. So I'm excited about this topic.
Yeah, fine.
There's another one called faith it till you make it.
Okay, that's better. It's better wording.
Yeah. I
Yeah, and I was thinking of that book too. You just say that it's cybernetics. I've been wanting to get that too, so it's kind of confirmed that I should.
yeah. And you can, I don't know who came up with that originally, but Declan Dowling is the one who told me about that faith it till you make it. I love it. All right, Aaron, I can see your big smiling face, but it seems to be frozen. So, oh, there we go.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is a little bit wobbly today. I don't know why. So, hi guys, my name is Aaron Dowd, and I'm a high performance triathlete and removing the labels of disability through the art of storytelling of individuals. My win this week happened today, where I got the wire for my turbo bike. On Monday, I sliced the wire off the road bike's chain, the cable that wrapped around the pedal, and I was moving about 300 watts on the bike and sliced the cable in half. So that's been my big win so far, is to have a new cable and to get back to biking. My really cool win as well is I've just finished a new positive prime board for my training, and it's, I think, like 9 or 10 sessions combined together. And one of them is confidence, and it's great to chat. Great to see that today's topic is about confidence. And I really don't need help at the moment. My podcast's going great. My training's going great. Crypto's going great. So everything's going great for me.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Good man, Aaron. And Fernando.
Hi guys. Oh, my name is Fernando Espinosa, and I'm working to help people get into the cryptocurrency as the new financial system comes in, and most importantly, to understand better about the blockchain that those cryptocurrencies are nested on. My best win, the end of the first half of the year, I was able to go down to central Mexico and have a good time with about 4 days with my brothers and sisters, and that was, I needed to get out of here and have another kind of air.
Are they your spiritual brothers and sisters, or your real brothers and sisters?
My real brothers and sisters. It's been about a couple of years I hadn't seen them, so
okay.
So it was very nice. And getting ready for the second half of the year. Basically, tomorrow is the start of the second half, and I'm looking forward to have a very, very good second half. And getting the goals and all the processes that I need to work on to make my goals a reality. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm working on right now. And one of those is to build a team. I need to build a team on Noble Goldsman, and I'm here to accept whatever help I can. Thank you.
Excellent. And well, Fernando didn't mention that he's also been self-employed and ran a company for 40 years, which he's just passed on to one of his team members in a sort of transition of ownership type deal. He's also a bestseller in 3 countries in a book whose name I can't remember right this second.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? There you go. It's a great name. I like that. And yeah, so but then also, Fernando, are you aware that there's a call on at 9 a.m. Pacific for leaders in Noble Goldman on Mondays and Wednesdays?
Yes, I am. I don't have a schedule on my calendar yet, but I'll get to that. Yeah.
When I make a suggestion that you put it on right now?
Sure.
Because the training and support that you're looking for in order to achieve the goals that you have, part of it is in already there and what happened already today. And you could have had it already under the belt as a ticked off on the list of things that could have helped you move towards that today, for example. So if, as we move forward, and I know you're also super busy because you also have run a business, but if you can get that hour free from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific, it'd be super useful. Mondays and Fridays, Mondays and Wednesday.
It's at 9 to 10 Pacific?
Pacific, yeah.
Okay, so that's it's Mondays and Wednesdays.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay. Is there a specific link?
Yeah, it's in the platform. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to share a screen and show you. The other thing is also at 8 a.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Pacific on a Tuesday. You also have another call that's on to help people understand what the vault is all about, and that's Mr. Russ Devan, incredibly talented guy who's been in business as long as you have. Okay, so you'll get a feel for how long that is. And he's on top of his game. And just put this into perspective, right? And I want everybody to understand this. When I started building a team, for the first 18 months, okay, there were at least 50 times when I thought about quitting. 50. Okay? Last week, Russ Devan is on my team, by the way, right? So last week, Russ gave me a list of people. There's 11 people on the list that I need to connect with. Cumulatively, their gross value in business is $1.2 billion, which is insane, right? Had I quit, that would not be a reality. I did not know that was going to happen. I didn't really necessarily expect it to happen. Very grateful. I still have to do the work, by the way, right? This is just an introduction, right? But these people want to onboard onto the vault, right? Now, in the first 18 months in which I decided I thought about quitting 50 times, we didn't even have a vault. We didn't have any Facebook groups to go and chat with people with like thousands and thousands of people that are interested. We didn't have a 30-day quest. Didn't have anything. And the website looked like pants, right? Which, if you're not from Ireland, means it didn't look great, right? So now we're in a very different situation. But the results and the compounding of value and success and results and all that stuff comes as a result of consistency and making decisions and following them through to their conclusion, regardless of how comfortable they are or otherwise, or how convenient they are or otherwise, or regardless of whether you're feeling it every day or not. Okay, so if you had a real job and you went in one day and you went, listen, boss, I'm not really feeling it. I don't think you'd have a job very long, right? You'd probably keep that stuff to yourself, right? You'd probably pretend you're feeling it even if you're not feeling it, right? The only difference is you don't have a boss here. Right, now the good news for me is that way I can't get fired, which is great because it happened to me loads of times when I was going to work for other people. But because I like to do my own thing. But at the same time, the goal here is to create a situation in which abundance flows in our direction. But we got to do some foundational work. We got to connect with some people. We got to support them. We got to care. We got to find out what people want. We need to introduce them to people who know the answers to their questions, even if it's not us. And we need to understand we're here to do this collaboratively. Okay? We're not here to do all the work ourselves. At the same time, we're not here to get everyone else to do all our work. We're here to collaborate. Okay? So what we're showing you guys here, what we're teaching and what we're teaching you through actually showing you, like leading by example, is that if we work collaboratively, we can achieve more. End of story. And so let's get to it. So the topic I wanted to talk about today was about confidence. So what I'd like to ask everybody, and in no particular order, okay, is what is confidence to you? Obviously not all at the same time, but somebody has to speak, obviously, right? So do you want to unmute yourself? Tell me what you think confidence is. Go ahead, Anne-Marie.
Confidence is actually just being able to openly speak without like feeling that you're going to be judged, and that you actually you've actually disconnected yourself from others' judgment of you, really, and that yeah, you actually don't give a big F, and that yeah, you can express yourself fully authentically.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Matthew.
I think it also comes down to like a pure belief, a belief that you have everything you need. Like it's all inside of us. That's where everything comes from. All of our thoughts, you know, they become those things as we think about them more and more. So it's a true belief. Like after years of studying martial arts, I walk around with a certain confidence, a certain air because of that. I'm not shy about that either. I stand tall, I look around, keep my head on the swivel, and I just be. But I'm confident in that part of who I am. And I think it just takes practice in each area, depending on what we're looking for.
Nice one. Thanks for that. That's a good point. Go ahead, Sinead.
Yeah, I think like what Matthew said, I do think it's a confidence and it's a belief in your own ability. But it's a pride, I think, as well, that you are able to do something, that you've gotten through stuff, and that you are being authentic to yourself, and that you are able to be yourself through kind of adversity or despite of adversity, but that you have support as well too. I think is important, that you have a sounding board, that you're not too egotistical, that you're not too on fire for things, that you actually have that calm confidence. And that's what I'm trying to look for, is this, rather than feeling I can do everything. There's no point being confident I can carry 10 things. You know, that's just wasting energy. It's being practical about what you can actually do as well.
What about you, Aaron?
For me is kind of this invisible energy that people see, and they hear it, they feel it, they touch it, but it's like a swagger or a dog when it wags its tail, because you know, we have these abilities, these super abilities in us, but we don't see them until we are rocking, or we have confidence. Confidence is an internal belief of being in my skin, to be who I want to be, to do who I want to be.
Love it. Okay, Fernando?
Well, I have a little bit difference with that. Confidence is something that I don't really believe on, but I believe in clarity. If you're clear, you're going to be able to do a lot of things better. I think I have if you want to cross the freeway and you have confidence and you do not look around, you may make it, but you may not make it. It's not about confidence, it's about clarity. If you're clear that nobody's coming, then that's okay. So I believe more in, or I think more in clarity, in terms of being clear what you want than on being confident.
That's very interesting. Connor, you want to share it?
Confidence, like for me, it's just to be able to be comfortable in your own skin in any situation, no matter where you are, who you're around, whether you're with friends, work colleagues, meeting business people, just to be able to be confident to actually just talk to people without feeling anxious, you know, or without bullshitting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Language, but you know, it's just an air of confidence that isn't doesn't come across as narcissistic either. There's some people who can be overly confident and you kind of pick it up, but then there's a confidence that's what's the word? I'm trying to, sorry, my brain's a bit dead today. Yeah, like a subtle confidence where, you know, some people are like, well, they're, you know, you meet someone and sometimes they can make you feel more confident because they're so, you know, in a nice way confident. So yeah, that's
yeah. So like a reassuring confidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Yanni?
Confidence for me is ties in with trust, because you know, as long as you know what you're talking about, what you're doing, you trust yourself to be able to go for it. And even with somebody, right? Once you have confidence with somebody, it's because you trust it in any way or sort of form. And in order to be able to be confident, I feel like you need to know your facts, and in order for you to portray that. And that's basically me, like trusting what you know, how you feel, and how you approach things.
Okay, thanks, Yanni. Okay, so do you think that you can learn confidence? Yeah, put a 1 in the chat maybe if you think you can learn confidence, and a 2 if you think it's like something that people have or they don't have. Right? So yeah, of course you can learn it. It's like anything, it's a skill, right? So let me tell you what I did when I was 16 years old. Right? Now I don't encourage this because not all of the story is positive, but anyway, but this is what I did when I was 16, right? So I decided that I used to read a lot and I used to write a lot and I wanted to be cool. Okay, and I realized poetry is not very cool when you're 15 years old. Okay, so I said, well, how can I be cool? So I said, well, let me look at who the kids are who are cool. What are they wearing? So, okay, how are they talking? How did they have their hair? How did they, you know, walk? How did they do all these different things, right? So I decided, okay, so I'm going to go to somewhere where I've never been before. Nobody knows who I am. I'm going to just act as if I'm cool. How are they going to know? Right? So I bought some new clothes. I went to a new place I hadn't been before, and I just decided that's who I am from now on. Right? Now, what was interesting is that everybody just assumed that I was the person I was portraying myself to be, because why would anybody do that? They're like, that's just bizarre. Surely, like, at some point the cracks will show. And I was like, nah, man, this is like my bet. Like, this is a serious role I have to play here. You know what I mean? So you're talking about being an extra, Connor. I was like in the zone, man, right? So, and then everybody just accepted me as this individual. What I learned is they treated me as if I was as confident as I portrayed myself to be. And what happened? I became more confident because I leaned into the character. I stepped forward into it. I was able to grow into that confidence because I had the space where people were treating me as if I was confident. Okay? Now, things I did with that confidence, we won't get into that because I was 16 and all sorts of silliness went on. But the bigger point is that I was able to learn it. And I was just doing a social experiment with myself as the guinea pig. So what's interesting about this is there are ways in which we can appear more confident, even if we may not necessarily be fully feeling it at that moment. Okay. Things like eye contact, smiling while looking at people, the way you stand, the way you shake people's hands. Okay. Giving, and one of my favorite ones is, how do you help someone else feel more confident in your presence? Anyone? What's the first step? Go ahead, Matthew.
Oh, I was just thinking that for me, it's calmness. Like, that's just who I am. I represent a lot of being calm. So when people are around me, they gather that calmness in them, and it kind of shifts their energy.
Okay. And when you meet people, do you smile at them?
Yeah. I
Okay.
smile. Whatever is the standard for that societal exchange.
Right. So here's the thing. If somebody doesn't know who you are, why would they trust you? So if you're looking to get know, like, and trust, they don't know you, and they probably don't like you yet because you haven't said anything, and they don't trust you. Why would they? So how are you going to develop trust and likability? Smile. Just smile at them. Hello. Hi. How's it going? How are you? Right? So in Ireland, we say, how are you? But we don't actually mean, how are you? Because we don't expect the person to actually tell us how they are. It's like, hi. So we say, oh, how are you? But we're not actually asking them a question, right? And so if you start answering, well, actually, I'm pretty good. And they're like, yeah, okay. Because they're not really asking the question. So if you're going to ask somebody like, hey, how are you? What's going well with you these days? Or with somebody new, hey, tell me what's going on. Right now, what's the next thing you might want to do in order to help somebody feel trust and feel likability with you?
Sometimes mirror their body image. They've kind of open posture or closed posture. Or...
Yeah. So you can, a couple of options there: open body language or mirroring. Mirroring is really effective. If somebody has their arms crossed, you have your arms crossed.
What did you say?
They move an arm, you move an arm. It's quite interesting because they can see themselves in you. It's called mirroring.
And common interests as well. Like if they're interested in the same thing, or not the same thing, just pick subjects, see what you're interested in. And
Sure. One of the things I like to do is to give compliments. Right? Because everybody, because I don't know whether people do it consciously or not, but if people have got a nice pair of shoes on, they know they've got a nice pair of shoes on. Like, I didn't like, oh, by accident, I put on these really nice shoes. And that doesn't happen. They're probably their favorite shoes, or they just bought those shoes, or they're really excited. It's the first time they got to wear these shoes. Wow, nice shoes. Where'd you get them?
I got a couple of things. I work in a very stressful environment. Some of the projects that we do, and one of the things that we do is that when they ask you, how are you doing? Says, I'm feeling happy, and that changes the energy in the room immediately. And you can feel that immediately, because a lot of people are very stressed doing those things, and it really does make a big difference when you say that.
Yeah. Because
then people say, well, I'm not feeling the same, right? And they're trying to mirror you. Yeah. And the other thing, most of the times when I for example, when I go and buy stuff and things like that, I tell the lady or the guy there, keep smiling, and that changes everything. Just try it a couple of things and just tell people, keep smiling, and it changes the whole thing.
Yeah, so you're essentially giving them a positive affirmation in the present moment. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. And and actually, if everybody can put in the chat how would you rate yourself in confidence out of 10? 1 being not very confident, 10 being alarmingly confident. Where are you at right now? Okay,
Is this the day when you're going to fire yourself, is it?
No. Just in general, overall, how would you rate your confidence out of 10? Just right now, just as a person, as the person you're turning up to be. Sinead's an 8, Yanni's a 7, Fernando's an 8, Connor's a 7. Is everybody really 7s and 8s? Or did everybody just think that was a good number to put down? I'm really curious about. I always find it fascinating when people go, "Yeah, I'm a 10." You're like, "Okay, I'll take your word for it." Okay, so we're doing pretty good. So what do you think it would take to bring you closer to a 10? Like, how committed are you to getting closer to a 10? Are you committed, or are you just sort of interested, vaguely interested?
I suppose a sounding board. So you have somebody else to say whether your ego is there or whether your confidence in yourself is justified. And I suppose that's why you have accountability buddies. So they can tell you you're on the right track or well done, because sometimes you can be too hard on yourself. Mm-hmm. And you might have more things done than you give yourself credit for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I think, and this is just my opinion now, keeping in mind, right? I would rate myself around 9 out of 10 in confidence. And I'm not going to say I'm a 10 out of 10 because occasionally I go, that might not work. But then I remind myself, I'll just do it anyway. See what happens. So it like there's a bit of a practice element. You may not feel completely confident, but you just do it anyway. Because most of the people who achieve stuff weren't that confident anyway. Right? It's been my experience, at least. Go ahead, Fernando.
I think practice, just practice and practice and practice, and it comes to be part of you after a while. And that brings another challenges in the future, and you just keep moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. What were you going to say, Matthew, a minute ago?
I was actually going to refer back to Fernando's smile comment that he just made, because I was just listening to an audio by Thich Nhat Hanh, or Thich Nhat Hanh. I'm not sure how to say that correctly, but one of his exercises was inhale, relax the body, on exhale, smile. And it's like, that's how you can like switch it back.
That's great. Thank you. Yanni.
Yes, for me, it's always been knowledge, but then, I hear that knowledge is not power unless it's applied. I guess after applying your knowledge is getting confidence, because like I was saying, I want to get to my full potential in order for me to teach other people. But in the meantime, while I'm learning, people keep asking coming to me like, why don't you do your coaching, your mastermind? I'm like, I don't think I'm ready. But then when I talk to my friends, when I do this, when I just think, when I say what I'm thinking, a lot of people are like impressed, like, oh, where do you learn that? How are you doing that? Or where are you reading that? And I think sometimes we give ourselves less credit than what we should give ourselves for. And I think just the practice of whatever you want to do, like Fernando say, it's what give you confidence. Because I did try to faith it till I make it, but sometimes it's hard, and I think the knowledge for me is a more thing that could give me confidence for me.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question though, right? Yanni, I love it when you speak. And if you were to run a mastermind, I would turn up. Let me just put that into perspective for you. Okay. The other thing about it is there's loads of things I don't know anything about, like nothing. But I'm confident in referring you to the person who does. So if you think about that story of Henry Ford, right? They brought him to court because he didn't know the answer to these ridiculous questions. And so he said in court, he said, asked the judge, he said, you got 2 degrees. Do you know the answer to these questions? He was like, no. He goes, well, Why the hell would I want to fill my brain with this useless information? So one of the things, Yanni, I do think it's important to become an expert in the area where you choose to have expertise, like where you're passionate about. But just by being a parent, right? Just by being, just by completing high school, just by doing all these different things that we've done already make us like we have a lot of experience. Right? Being a parent is huge. The amount of stuff I've learned since I've been a parent makes me think that, wow, I literally knew nothing. Absolutely nothing in comparison to the level of understanding I need to navigate this very complex experience, right? It's huge. So I think it's important for us all to remember that we are very important. We're not important because we know some stuff, because we got some plaque on the door, because people call us sir or boss, or because we can fix cars and stuff, right? We're important because we're important. It's because we're human beings. That's it. You don't require any special skill set to be important. You're already important, right? So you can also learn some skills, but you're already important. And what you have to say is already relevant. And actually what people are interested in is the energy behind what you say and what you do, more than the information. Because unless they go and apply the information, it's fucking useless to them as well, right? Because they got to go use the information for it to be relevant, right? So Sinead, how many times have you told people stuff in your job to help them, and they didn't do it, right? You've given them, you say you should get this, 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 and this. That'll help. They didn't buy it. Did they get better? No. Of course they didn't. They didn't do what was recommended. The knowledge itself doesn't do anything. What it's about is the delivery. So one of the things I noticed over the years in my family business, we're all hairdressers, okay, is that the best hairdressers are not the best hairdressers. Have a think about that for a second. The people who are most technically sound and the most creative don't have the biggest clientele and don't make the most money. They don't. The people who are the best paid in hairdressing are generally mediocre to good hairdressers who are really good with people. They understand people, they listen to people, they ask good questions, and they don't talk very much. Best hairdressers, right? Because that's what's required. That's what people want. They want to go there and talk, yap, 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 and go, they really understand me. I'm going to go back there next time. I'm going to get this, this, and this, because they just dropped a few interesting things into the conversation about what they're going to get at their next consultation. That's it. So when we're talking to people, Yanni, right, when we want to run a call or we want to teach someone something, just find out what they want. And then ask them loads of questions about why they want it. And eventually they're just so excited to learn it. And you just tell them to watch a video. Now you've done your job. Now they know it. And you were the one they're grateful to. You don't even need to know everything about it.
Upgrade to resourceful, right? Being resourceful.
Yeah. You just say, hey, that's a great question. I know just the guy who can answer it for you, or girl. Okay. Or that's a wonderful question. Yeah, I had an entire class planned on that next week. One of my favorites, right? But I have no idea what the answer is. But I'm like, oh crap. So yeah, that is a wonderful question. Gonna take a while to answer that one though. So here's what I'm gonna do. Next week, let's address that in some depth. And I go away and think about it. And I ask a couple of people who know more than I do. And I go, oh man, I have no idea what I'm gonna say here. Please help. Right? But you can still be confident while not knowing how to answer something. Like, you don't need to know the answer to every question. Life's not a quiz. Like, there's no medals Like, you don't get a gold star because you got a right answer when someone asks you a question. Like, we're not in school anymore. All you want to do is make sure you maintain the connection with people and make sure that they feel special, they feel heard, they feel important. That's what your confidence will be better directed towards, is the person who's in front of you, right? Because if your confidence can make them feel confident, everyone's a winner, right? And you can practice this. You practice it in your eye contact, in your delivery, in your body language, when you mirror people, when you compliment people, when you say, keep smiling. All of these different things leave an effect on the other person that helps them feel confidence in you as a person, but also feel confident in themselves that they can go out there and have a better day. Fernando, I really love that. Leaving an impression of increase with someone is essentially what you're doing there, right? And that's very, very powerful. And it's not surprising that you're a successful man, given that you just shared that with us. I was like, oh, I get it now, right? So so that's what we got for today. I hope that was useful. We're recording it so you can watch the replay if you want to listen back or whatever. If you've got anyone,
sorry, Lloyd,
go ahead.
replay.
I have no idea. I haven't put it anywhere yet. Where would you like me to put it?
Did you just mention? I'm just bouncing back what you just mentioned there.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll put it on YouTube as an unlisted video, and I can send it into the group. I guess it'd probably be useful for other people on the platform who were not here, who are probably having similar challenges, right? So you can share it around with other people that are in Noble Goldman. Please don't share with anyone who's not in Noble Goldman, and perhaps use it as a tool to bring people into Noble Goldman. Would be my advice. Hey, I got something to share with you. You can come check it out on the platform. Here's a link to get an account. Once you have your free account, I'll show you, for example. You know, that type of thing. So anybody got any questions, observations, or suggestions? Now's a good time.
Thank you.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. All right, so hold on. There we go. Got the screenshot. No one was paying attention. Okay, guys. I am going to put this screen. I took some other screenshots, by the way, while no one was looking. I'm gonna put them into the group chat. Connor, you're in the group chat now, aren't you?
I think so. I haven't been replying because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're allowed to reply, bro. You're in the group now, you know?
Yeah.
You're in it.
No, I will be. I wasn't sure.
All new.
Yeah, it's all new.
Yeah, it's all good. So I'm gonna put it in there, and guys, you can use the picture and the topic and the conversation and your notes to create a post, a curiosity post. Please don't write DM me to join at the end of it, for God's sake. Right? But what I would like you to do is just say, hey, I'm really excited. I just came off a call. We were talking about building confidence. Man, I feel grateful to be in a place like this with such wonderful people. And then leave a cliffhanger. If people want to be in it, they'll let you know they want to be in it. Wow, really? You're like, yeah, man. Aren't you in one? They're like, no, why not? I don't know. God, look, I don't know. It might work for you. I couldn't guarantee it, but it might. Why are you open? Do you want me to hook you up? Right? You know, like, and they're like, yeah, man, I'd like to. I'll see what I can do. Right? Because I know that sounds hilarious, but like literally, if you just share what you're excited about, people are going to want to know how they could be as excited as you are. Right? You know, so if you're on social media rocking up going, hey guys, how's it going? I'm just going to be going on a mastermind soon. Nobody's going to want to join a mastermind. It's just not going to happen. But if you rock up excited, wow, I just came off a call, blew my mind. right? Then people are going to go, wow. You don't even need to tell them what the topic was. They'll probably message you anyway. Right? So just don't be afraid of just, experimenting a little bit, but like don't, we had a lady come on a call a while ago, about a year and a half ago, called Kim Claver. Okay, very talented woman, built multiple $1 million businesses in network marketing and so on. She's a coach, and what she said is she's, by the way, responsible for teaching Russell Brunson, who created ClickFunnels. So that's who she is, right? And she said, don't open the kimono on the first date, is what she said. Okay. In other words, if you meet someone at a bar, you don't say, hey, are you coming or what? Right? It might work, but it's quite unlikely, right? What you might start with is, hey, hi, I'm Lloyd, nice to meet you, or whatever, right? You're going to start by, having a conversation, right? So why on earth would you share something and then provide an invite if nobody has engaged yet on social media? So it's just worth considering. It just curiosity. When people are curious, they're generally open. People will lean into the conversation and suddenly their eyes are wide open, their ears are wide open, and they're just waiting for you to say something nice. Something that's a possibility, right? Use the word possibility rather than opportunity. Things will go better for you. Okay. Now, that being said, thank you very much. And Fernando, book some time in my calendar, please, before Friday.
Before this Friday.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll be away for a week. So,
Okay.
all right. See you later,
Keep
guys.
smiling, guys. Keep smiling.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.